And again, you can call me whatever you want in the ring as long as you don't feel that way outside. You know what I mean? But they would always have the common courtesy to clear it. So what I'm seeing now is that these girls just went off script towards the end, and they were just taking liberties and just taking jabs at each other. So we both texted each other at the same time with this one, which was pretty funny.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, we usually, you know, we need to go over the show and what we're going to talk about. And this week we just texted each other at the same exact time, and boom, it was the Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton promo that aired this week, and everybody was talking about it. And so I said, well, I want a first reaction because I'm digging this first reaction stuff. I really like it. I didn't watch it yet. I wanted to react to it on camera with you. And I'm hearing it's kind of spicy, and they're breaking the fourth wall, and it's like real life, and, you know, and then a little bit. And then Tiffany's boyfriend, who's on what is his name?
Ludwig Kaiser.
Yes, he got involved, and he put out a tweet after this, and we can, if you want to look that up too and pull that up to add that to the mix, we can talk about that afterwards. But I want to watch it. You guys will listen, and if you're on YouTube, you'll watch it with me, and then we'll talk about it. You know. Neither of them look thrilled to be there, by the way.
Well, I mean, Tiffany Stratton, I could tell, you know, it's Tiffy time with her in the ring. Now, Charlotte Flair, she might be excited to be there. I just don't know if her face is excited to be there. Her face seems to be glued.
She got work done.
Facial expression. She's very Cher-like now with her facial expressions.
She got some work done.
Holy shnikes. I mean, some. Good Lord. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, you know, to each their own.
And then you got Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett's like, what do you want from me? You know,
he's great.
This one's going that way, and the other one's going this way.
I love that part. I love that part. That's a favorite part in that movie, Goodfellas. That's so great.
Right, but he looks like that. He's got the beard like the guy. This guy's saying, what do you want from me?
He just needed the white hair. Right? But that was great.
Thank you for getting the reference.
I got the reference. Come on. I love that movie. I gotta watch that movie again, man. Anyway, let's watch the promo, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll see the reactions from everybody, and I'll give you my 2 cents. You know what I'm saying?
All right, from this past Friday's Smackdown. You ain't the queen of shit.
This is what is happening?
4 days, you get to call yourself WWE's least favorite Nepo baby. Congratulations, Queen, Nepo Queen, number 1 Nepo baby. And when it's all said and done, you're gonna be just like you are outside of the ring, alone. What is that record? Like what? 0-3? Woo! Is that why Kaiser's in my DMs?
Ooh, this is getting ugly. That
was sloppy, and
that was hard. Yeah, that was hard to watch. Definitely got personal towards the end. Now, did they take liberties, or was that part of the script? I think they took liberties.
Yeah, it said that, you know, they were heated afterwards, and it said at the end it went off script. I don't know. I still think that those were talking points they were supposed to hit. Just personally, not really seeing that they could play off the cuff. You know, Charlotte seemed pretty rattled that she couldn't stick to the talking points and had to keep stopping. Seemed like Tiffany was quick to jump on the talking points. So I really do think it was supposed to be brought up and said. So I just think that the crowd kept throwing him off.
this was painful for me to watch. It was clearly not either woman's best performance on the mic. As a heel, which I'm assuming Charlotte is the heel because she's getting the negative reaction and Tiffany's getting the crowd behind her. It is wise to take breaks while you're talking if you hear the crowd reacting. But you need to get your point across. She did not deliver her lines. She started talking and then stopped and then smiled. And then it seemed to have gone on to something else. I don't know if she forgot what she was talking about or I couldn't follow what she was trying to accomplish with this promo. Because it was like, stop, go. And she never followed through. And then her saying, you can have the last word tells me, did she forget? Did she stumble? Was there something missing? Was there a point that she was supposed to hit that she forgot? I don't know. It's just very, very painful. It was not a good promo. And I think she's an excellent worker. And she has cut great promos in the past. She can cut one hell of a promo. This wasn't it. The line at the end came off as to me, it came off as awkward. Hey, he was in my DMs. Well, that to me sounded like she had just made that up and thrown it out there, but I could be 100% wrong. Now, if when I was working, I would always tell whoever was cutting a promo against me, you can say whatever you want. Like there was not really a subject, except for my weight. The weight was a little sensitive with me, but that never really came up until Paul made Sinister Minister tell me I needed to eat a cheeseburger, which pissed me off. But otherwise, like either Joey or whoever was cutting a promo would always come up to me and say, is it okay if I call you a bitch? Is it okay if I call you this? Is it okay if I call you that? And again, you can call me whatever you want in the ring as long as you don't feel that way outside. You know what I mean? But They would always have the common courtesy to clear it. So what I'm seeing now is that these girls just went off script towards the end and they were just taking liberties and just taking jabs at each other. And there's legit heat. Now, we could be getting worked. Who knows? I'm reading different reports on different news sites. I don't know what's true and what's not true. I know that I watched that promo and I was left like this. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
What was that? I can tell that there's a match going on at WrestleMania. That was very clear. But the intentions of what is happening in Charlotte Flair's mind did not come across to me because she didn't get a sentence out.
Yeah, she kept stopping. Like she kept stopping on her own.
She kept stopping and smiling. Again, you react to what the crowd is doing. Now, that audio was not the best audio. Okay. So I'm assuming that the boos were very, very loud, especially in person. And you're taught as a heel to react to what the crowd is doing. And they're booing her. So she's right in taking a step back and letting the boos come to her because that's how you get your heat. But you also have to get your point across. And she didn't say much in that 6 minutes that she was in that ring.
No.
The most powerful line she said at the end was, he was in my DMs. It was just it was weird. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't I'm sure the match is going to be great, but it didn't get me hyped up to see it. It was lackluster. There was something missing. I wanted more from Charlotte.
You wanted anything from Charlotte at that point.
I wanted more from her. Tiffany was delivering lines, and her lines came off as like she memorized. She was memorizing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I can't tell if it was a shoot or a work because it just seemed very anything. It just seemed very very rehearsed.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, they're known to give you verbatim over there. I don't know about these days. I know back in the day, they boom, 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 verbatim what you had to say. I don't know if they are even allowed to ad lib during, their promo. I know like an Undertaker or a John Cena or a Rock won't get in trouble for it, but is there heat on them? Were there any reports that there was any heat on the girls?
I didn't see that. I just saw, according to Fightful, staff and talent alike believe things didn't go according to script. While it appears there was no further altercations backstage, Flair reportedly didn't look pleased following the ordeal. And multiple talents confirmed to SAP that Flair is known to call audibles in the ring with promos, which led some to believe that Stratton had no choice but to fight back.
So I'm reading right now that WWE edited the promo and they removed those two last jabs at each other.
On replays?
Yes.
Interesting.
They removed it, but the original promo, I think, is on USA Network socials, but they're not on WWE.
How uncomfortable and awkward is it without those two lines? It's just Charlotte starting and stopping every 2 seconds. She says 2 words and she backs in a corner. She says 2 words and then she stops to look at them. That's bad.
It's a very vague promo. It didn't. I mean, even as me, a casual fan these days, I don't know what the hell's going on with their feud. If I just tune in, you want me to watch WrestleMania, and I tune in and I see these two girls talking like that, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. You know what I mean? I didn't get anything from Charlotte. I didn't. She took everything, because Tiffany's throwing jabs at her. She took it. She didn't deliver any knockout punches back. She didn't say much. I wanted more from her, and like I said, the most powerful lines were at the end. We've heard you're not going to be Ric Flair. You're not going to compare to your dad. We've heard that before, right? But then when you bring your personal life into it, well, you've been divorced 3 times. You're 0 and 3. Like, that's heavy stuff. If you don't discuss it, that's embarrassing. And then for her to say, well, your man's in my DMs, it's like, whoa, were they supposed to say that?
Was her man's in her DMs?
Say what? That's a say what, my friend. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're on good terms and they said to each other, hey, do you mind if I talk about your divorce? No. Do you mind if I say that so-and-so's in my DMs? Cool. That's shock value. But did they go over it, or was that spontaneous? Is there legit heat between these two? And if there is legit heat, are we going to see a very stiff match at WrestleMania?
Stiff as Charlotte's facial expressions.
No, you need to stop that. You need to stop that. Hey there, it is the Queen of Extreme, Francine from ECW. Do you want to see more of me? Click over here to watch another video, or click over here to listen to my podcast. As always,